People who constantly double-check their doors, even when they're sure they're locked, aren't just being suspicious or pessimistic. They often notice things that others don't notice, like a stove that's still a little warm, or a door that's not completely closed. Psychologists call this state of vigilance, a level of alertness and vigilance that's above normal human levels. But there's no simple reason for this behavior. It usually has its roots in the past, in the days when a small mistake could disrupt the peace of a home. Some people grow up in an environment where they had to be careful all the time. The slightest inattention would cause a fight. A simple act would cause tension. Peace was fleeting and could be shattered at any moment by a scream or a tantrum. When a child grows up in such conditions, the brain develops a special skill for survival: checking, verifying, making sure. So, the person who checks the door again today is not really fighting the door. He's fighting his memories. When he turns around and puts his hand on the lock, when he looks at the stove flame again, he's basically telling his brain, calm down, it's okay now, everything is safe. Many people think that these people are overly sensitive or overly controlling, but the truth is that these people have been living for years with a mind that has always been on alert, a mind that no one has made them feel safe, so they have had to do it themselves. A person who checks a lot usually has a mind that has never been fully rested. There's always a corner of their mind that's worried about a possible event. They're always looking for the slightest sign to make sure that nothing is going to happen. These people may appear calm from the outside, perhaps rational, perhaps firm, but inside they have a tired guard, a guard who has had to stay awake for years just to make life less painful. Others only see the checking, but they do not see how much bitter experience, how much hidden fear, and how much old anxiety is hidden behind this simple gesture. This behavior is not the loud voice of anxiety. It is a quiet voice that has been silenced for years and now shows itself through a habit. Checking again never means distrust. This means that someone learned in childhood to protect themselves in order to survive. This means that they always had to make sure that nothing was wrong, because if it was wrong, the consequences would be much heavier for them than for others. If you are one of those people who always look at something again, touch it again, make sure again, this behavior does not indicate weakness or doubt. This shows your attention, your sensitivity, that you see the environment more deeply and more realistically, that peace is more valuable to you because you once didn't have it. But one thing is important. Today you are not the same child as before. Your world today is not the same as yesterday's world. No longer does every mistake spell disaster. Everything no longer needs to be perfect to keep you safe. You can gradually learn that you don't always need to control everything. Sometimes the world is safer than your brain thinks, even without double checking. This path takes time, but it is possible. And the first step is to know, you are not broken. You are not a problem. You have just lived with a ready-to-go brain for years. And now it's time to start teaching him that after all these years. If you enjoy videos like this, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our psychology content.